back to WhisperVale, where stories slow the world down long enough for you to breathe, reflect, and grow. Before we enter today's tale, take a quiet moment for yourself, because this story is not just about time, it's about your life, your choices, and how small decisions build a future you've not yet imagined. Now, let us begin. A story about focus, discipline, and the power of small daily actions in the village of Rivenshade. Time was seen as something that just passed. People wandered from one task to another, complaining they had no time, yet spent their days drifting, waiting for a better tomorrow, except for one person. Elias, a quiet young man with steady amber eyes, moved differently. He wasn't faster, he wasn't more talented, he wasn't luckier, but he had something most people never discovered: respect for the hours he was given. Every morning at dawn, while the village still slept, Elias walked to a quiet hill overlooking the forest. He sat with a small wooden journal and wrote 3 things. 1. What matters today? 2. What wastes my time? 3. What tiny step can move me closer to my dream? He didn't wait to feel motivated. He didn't aim for perfection. He simply made progress, tiny, almost invisible steps anyone could take. Across town lived Marlowe, Elias's childhood friend. Marlowe had big dreams, grand ones. He wanted to create, to build, to change the world. But he always said, "I'll start when I'm ready. Maybe next week. I don't have time right now." Yet he spent endless hours comparing himself to others, scrolling through things that didn't matter, waiting for the perfect moment. He saw Elias working and shook his head. What's the point of doing a little every day? It takes too long. But Elias always replied with a smile, "Time will pass anyway. Why not use it to build the life you want?" Marlowe didn't understand. One afternoon, a great storm swept across Rivenshade. Trees cracked, the market flooded, and the old bridge that connected the village to the forest collapsed. The villagers panicked. It would take weeks to rebuild, they said. No one had the skill or the focus to fix it, but Elias stepped forward. For 2 years, he had spent 1 hour every day learning woodworking, studying structures, and practicing with old scraps of wood behind his cottage, quietly, patiently, without applause. He had been preparing long before the opportunity arrived. He gathered volunteers and calmly guided them. Bit by bit, he rebuilt the bridge, stronger than before. Word spread. People watched in awe. "How did you learn all this?" a villager asked. Elias answered softly, "I didn't learn it all at once. I learned it 1 hour at a time, on days when others wasted theirs." Marlowe, standing at the edge of the crowd, felt a sting in his chest, not jealousy, but realization. He had been given the same hours. He had simply let them slip away. The next morning, before the sun rose, Marlowe walked up the same hill where Elias once sat alone. He brought nothing but a pen and a single question trembling in his heart. What would my life look like if I stopped wasting time? Elias, already there, sat beside him and said, "You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to use 1 hour better than yesterday." Small actions repeated become greatness. From that day forward, Rivenshade changed. People stopped saying, "I don't have time." Instead, they asked, "How can I use the time I do have?" And slowly, quietly, beautifully, the village transformed. Time is not the problem. How we use it is. The people who grow, succeed, and transform their lives aren't gifted with extra hours. They simply value the ones they have. Small daily steps beat rare bursts of effort. Motivation fades, but discipline creates results. Every dream, big or small, begins with one choice: to stop wasting time and start using it wisely. And most importantly, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent.